Hey everybody, it's Rhonda. We've got a couple minutes before we're going to start, but I want to go ahead and get my laptop set up here so I can see what you're all talking about. It looks like someone has hopped on with us. Maybe you can just let me know if you can hear me okay. I'm trying to, there we go. I'm still trying to get my computer, my laptop to come up. It's just a little delayed. Still trying to get my laptop to come up. It's just a little delayed. Okay. Miss Katie, how are you, hun? Patty, hey Patty, how's it going? You can hear me. I'm glad y'all are jumping on with us tonight. I'm excited about tonight's tutorial. It's going to be fun, and I'm going to show you a couple different ways that you can use these cookies. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I know Casey's going to be hopping on with us tonight, and I've got my door open. Hopefully my dog won't start barking, but if he does, then I'll just run over there and close the door. How's everyone doing? Laura. Hi, Miss Laura. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm so glad you're here with us. Let's see who else jumps on with us tonight. Is everyone having a good week? For some reason, I thought there's some people that are on vacation this week. Miss Patty, yep, Katie is on vacation. She's on vacation in Texas. Good for you. Where are you visiting in Texas? Are you visiting family? Are you visiting friends? Is it a vacation spot that you take as a family every year? Let us know. Patty, I am feeling so much better. I do still have a little bit of that cough left over, but I am starting to feel so much better. Thank you for asking. I appreciate that. Katie, you're there for a wedding. Fun, fun. There's Casey. Hi, Miss Casey. I love you too, sweetie. Casey had to talk me down off the ledge today. I've had a pretty rough day with work, so my real job. Now I get to do my fun job, but she had to talk me down off a ledge today. Oh, the ornaments. Katie, you're not going to be happy about this. But the ornaments, the ones that she put out there for y'all to see, those are going to be ornaments that we are going to sell only. Those are going to be our exclusive files. We do want to take a poll tonight and find out, though, what kind of ornaments y'all are looking for. And Casey will design some more that will be for our group here. So the ones that you've seen, the door, the Little Tykes car, let's see, she's got an engagement box one. Those are going to be exclusive for Peach and Valley only to sell. So I do apologize for that. Vintage. Ton wants some vintage ones. How are you, Ton? Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm so glad you're here. So tonight, and as I'm painting, if you come up with ideas for ornaments, just let us know, and I'm sure Casey will be more than delighted to get some designs out there from some of your ideas. So tonight we're going to be doing the cookie banner, and you can see it right here. And just keep in mind, there's several things you can do with this cookie banner. On one of them, we actually turned it into a garland. We do like our beaded garlands. So we took it and instead of having the two holes, we just have the one hole on top here. And then we just turned it into a little garland. You could hang this at your coffee bar at Christmas time. Put it on a little gift basket for some friends. I mean, there's just so many things you can do. And what's the other? Oh, the other thing we did. We will definitely be releasing this file, but we did, it's almost like a little shaker file. Sorry, this is backwards. But it's like a little cookie jar, and these float around inside the cookie jar. Now, you can't do the spackle finish on these unless you do a double spacer. So this has a spacer in it. If you did a double spacer, you could do the iced versions of these. The ones that are in here, I actually just did with a white pen and some paint, but is that too cute? It's just a little cookie jar. Katie likes it. Yep, that cookie jar is just absolutely darling. So anyways, maybe we'll do a tutorial on that and I can show you how to put this cookie jar together. Super, super easy. And I think that's it for now. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to flip you over. We are going to, oh, what did Laura say? I tried to get the one clear glaze and they're sold out. Okay, good. I'm glad you found it. Yeah, I have had actually this for a couple years now. And this is the one I got from Dick Blick Art Supplies. This is the one I'm using. It says it's not supposed to yellow after time. We'll find out when I pull these out next year for Christmas. Hopefully they won't. And because they're with a color, they shouldn't. They shouldn't. Okay, so are we ready to get going on these? We'll get going. So let me go ahead and I'm going to flip you over and we'll get started. Alrighty. Okay, I think that's a good angle right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and keep these over here. And for those that already have the file, you know how it comes. Each of the pieces comes scored on them. So you have 3 of the cookies that have the cutouts in them, and they are a single thickness. And then there's 2 cookies that are layered that are supposed to be the, what do they call these cookies? They call them Linzer cookies or something like that. I actually have a maker that makes them. What are they called? Yeah, Linzer cookies. That's exactly what they're called. So, and then the Linzer cookies come as 2 pieces. You got your back piece and then your top piece. Okay. So we're going to start off. We're going to be using the colors Hot Cocoa. That's going to be for the iced cookies. And then for the Linzer cookies, we're going to use white flour. And for some shading on the white cookies, we'll use the hot cocoa. And then for the shading on the iced cookies, we're going to use our Turkish coffee. Okay? It's going to be very easy to do these tonight. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with our hot cocoa and a baby wipe. You know how I love my baby wipes. What is hard scrapple? Dick Blick on hard scrapple. I'm not sure what that is. I just know maybe that, and it might be called Blick Supplies now, Art Supplies. But I did put a link, Ton. You should be able to click on the link and it'll take you there. I don't know if it's something they'll be bringing back in stock or not. But again, the diamond glaze, you can also use the diamond glaze and it'll give you the same effect. So we're going to use our baby wipe. Put some on there and take some off. And then just go ahead and coat your ornaments. These are your iced ornaments. So once I put a coat on them, I like to wipe some of it off so that when I go back and do my shading, I can see it better. And then just set them aside to dry. Oh, that is the name. You know what, Ton? I actually ordered mine online when I ordered it. I think it was last year I think I ordered it. But I went ahead and ordered it online. I never did drive over there. But you know what? I bet they might have it in stock. I'd give them a call, though, before I went over there. Yeah, Casey mentioned she's going to go ahead and do some ornaments for y'all. So just give us some ideas of what you're looking for. I know the ones that she had posted, she's been working on those for a little while. We've kind of been brainstorming with those. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and let these dry, and we're going to paint these cookies here. So for the back pieces, oh, I forgot, we are also going to use fired brick. Let me find my, I think this is it. Yep, this is my fired brick right here. It's a Sherwin-Williams fired brick, SW63, I think that's 35 or 95. 6335. Yeah, it's true, Ton. You would probably find something that you need. I always do that when I go into any type of arts or crafts store. I always find something I need. So I tell my husband when I get at home. So we're going to go ahead and let me find it. Make sure I got my brushes here. We're going to brush the backs. You know what? This almost looks orangey to me. I hope they mixed this correctly when I had it mixed. This is a new one. Let me just make sure. Yeah, I think, well, no, the other one is more of a red. Let me go grab my other one. I think they might have mixed this one wrong. Hold tight, guys. I'm going to go with a different one. It's called, this is called Red Pepper. Because I don't know, I've got my, you know what? I'm going to use my Antique Red. That's what I'm going to use because I like using my Antique Red. I'm wondering if they mixed that one wrong when they mixed it this last time. I'm sorry. Okay, let's just go with our Antique Red on here. I'll paint it the Antique Red, and you just need to paint enough of the area so that when you lay this over it, it shows through. Oh yeah, oh, a gingerbread cookie on top of a baking sheet. That would be super cute. I think there was someone in another group that just came out with that. It was a cookie tray and the little gingerbreads on it. I think you could put the grandkids' names on it. Super cute idea. All right, I'm going to set these pieces aside to dry, and now we're going to work on the sugar cookie part here, and we're going to use our white flour. Get a little bit of that. I've got a whole bunch of paint in my hand. Oh, I was going to tell you guys, I was at the Dollar General earlier. Yes, Ton, there was a file like that in another group. I was at the Dollar General, and for those of you that don't like the FIFO bottles, they have this 2-pack of squeeze bottles. There's a 4-ounce and a 2-ounce bottle that comes in here for $1. I know the ones at the Dollar Tree are only this big, and they're $1 a piece. But this was a 2-pack from the Dollar General. I bought actually all the ones they had right over here by my house. But these will come in handy for filling up with paint, and I'll bet you can control it pretty well. So I wanted to share that with you. Sorry, I kind of sidetracked a little bit, but I saw them laying here, and I'm like, I need to share that with them. All right, you guys. All right, let's paint these cookies. It's times like this I don't even know what to talk about. I did go to Hobby Lobby over the over the weekend. I did find a few cute things. I found the cutest garland. It looks like a popcorn garland. It's got popcorn and cranberries on it. I usually do my dining room in gingerbread for Christmas. I like to set it all up for my grandkids. I have a little city that I set up in there, a little village, more or less. Anyways, they had the cutest little popcorn garland. I'll have to show it to y'all shortly. But I just fell in love with it. And then, of course, I found some gingerbread ornaments. And all their stuff is 40% off right now already, all their Christmas stuff. So there's something you've got in mind, you better go get it, because I'm sure it'll all be gone soon. Especially when they mark it down to 40% already. Okay, so once you've got that coated, you want to clean up your edges. Just make sure those are all cleaned up. And if you miss a spot, you can go back later and get it, but it is definitely much easier while that paint is still kind of wet. And you'll notice some of the brown creeping over into the edges. That doesn't bother me because we are actually going to go back and do some shading. So it's almost like a little, what do they call it? A happy accident. So it's all good. When I paint too, I paint toward the edges instead of away from them, if that makes sense. Or maybe this is away from them. But anyways, I like to make my paintbrush go off the edge there. That way I don't get as much paint on the edges. You could also do this with a baby wipe if you wanted, but I think it would take more than the one coat that we're doing to give it a nice coverage. This white flower is one of my favorite colors. I use this on everything. Okay. Because it's not too stark white, but it's just the perfect white. Oh, an ugly sweater ornament. That would be so funny. Yeah, she could definitely get an idea from the little village. That would be cute. Okie dokie. Okay, we're going to let those dry. Let's go back to our iced cookies. We're going to give them a light sanding with our 220 grit sandpaper. Just to knock down those fibers. Alrighty, now we want to go and shade these cookies. And get a little bit of the Turkish coffee. I always want coffee after using this paint because of the name, Turkish coffee. It sounds delicious. Paper towel a little bit wet here so I can do my dabbing. Alright, so we're going to pick up a little bit of our paint on the toe of the brush. You can either work it on your palette, and again, these are just foam trays from the Dollar Tree. Get it flowing on the palette, and we're just going to go around the outer edge of these, and then we're also going to go around the inner edge. And if it's too dark for you, you can always take it off with a baby wipe and redo it. I do have my ceiling fan on here, so hopefully it won't dry it out too much. And I still have paint on my brush, so I'm just going to keep on using it. I just added a little more water so I could get that paint to flow out of it. And if you don't want to do this step, you don't have to. You can just go and just start icing your cookies if you wanted. But I like to have a little bit of this definition in my cookie. Do the same with the star, and then we'll do our tree. There's a little gnat in here. Is anyone else getting the nice cooler temperatures in the morning like we are here in Georgia? I know we are enjoying it. Just wish I had more time to sit on my back deck and enjoy it. Guess I just need to make that time. Yes, reindeer. I have been on Casey to do some reindeer. I think those would be absolutely adorable. I love me some reindeer. So for the tree, I'm going to, besides shading the outer edge, I'm also going to shade just underneath these score lines here, almost so it looks like a layered cookie. So if you just follow just underneath that score line, it's going to give you a little bit of dimension. You can see that there. Looks better once it dries too. A little bit more paint. Ooh, that's a good one. Make this one a little darker. And a little more on the edges. Oh, you know what I forgot? Right here. Right there. Oh, I'll bet you have some beautiful fall weather there, Patty, in Massachusetts. I'll bet your trees there get gorgeous in the fall. Okay, so we've got them all shaded there, and now I'm going to go ahead and let's go ahead and give these a light sanding, and then we'll do the shading on these as well. All right, guys, let's see. So for the shading on these, I'm going to use my hot cocoa. And we'll just go around the outer edges. And this is going to make it look like it's got that nice, yummy, crispy, baked look to it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add some of this shading around the edges here. And then kind of just a little bit go over the cookie a little bit, just so that it's not so stark white, but to also make it look like it's a little browned. Almost dipped into the wrong color. Now you can see how it got too dark right there. I'm just going to take my baby wipe, wipe it off, dab my paintbrush a little to get some of that paint off of that one section. Oops, I'm going to actually add a little bit more water. There we go. I think we'll be good with that. Yes, much better. Dawn, you're a hoot. I cannot wait to meet you. You are so funny. All right. And again, I'm just going to go and add a little bit of swishes to make it look like it's a cookie. Okie dokie. Now to the fun part. So for the icing on the cookie, I make my icing with, there's a couple things you could do. You could do the puffy paint. Someone had asked that. You could definitely do puffy paint. But what I like to do is I pick this up from, my husband got me a big bucket of it because I use it for a lot of stuff. I'm sure you've seen online where people do whipped cream and stuff like that with it. But this is what I use for the frosting on my cookies. So it's the lightweight spackling from Home Depot. So what I'll do, I'll take a couple scoops of it and I will put it into a bowl, something that seals, something that is airtight. And then to the frosting, you want to add some white paint. And I just use the inexpensive, I think this is from Hobby Lobby. When it goes on sale, I think at 30% off, I'll just use some of this paint. Excuse me. And you want to tint your frosting, and you could tint it in any color. If you don't want white and you want green, do green. And, you know, whatever color you want to do. Red is a little tough. You'll have to use a lot of paint for red, but you could also use red. Any color you want to do. If you were doing Halloween shaped ones, orange, greens, purples. So, what you want to do is you just want to just mix it really, really well and get it to that an icing consistency is what you're going to do. So, and then once I get it mixed up, I think I missed what's going on with Miss Katie. I didn't see it. I will read back through the thread, but Katie, I will keep you in my prayers too. If you keep a lid on that, will it keep? Yes, it will. It will. I've actually had this mixed on for probably well over a month. As long as you keep it airtight, you don't need to worry about it drying out. Okay. So once I get it to the consistency that I want, I use a disposable piping bag like this, and then I like to use a very fine, thin decorating tip. I'm not sure what number this is, but it's just as fine as you can get a decorating tip. And this one I know I'm going to have to clean it out because I've had it sitting. But this piping bag here, I've actually had this in my piping bag, and because I've got it sealed, it still hasn't dried up, so I've been able to use it over and over for all the different orders we've been getting for these. But I need to clear the tip here. So let me grab a pin. I keep a safety pin right here. No, the bag is not from Dollar Tree. I picked up a whole bunch of these piping bags on Amazon, and if you want, we can put the link for that. What I've done is I've cleared the tip, so you can see right here. There we go. And once you get it so that it just comes out real nice and even. Okay, So again, you don't want your icing too thick, and you don't want it too thin either, otherwise you're going to have a puddle. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and follow the edge of the star, and then we're going to do the center part too. And I'm going to show you this little tool that I picked up at Hobby Lobby that I like to use as well. And hopefully I won't goof this up while I'm on here with y'all tonight. So if you do go, if it skips like that, that's what that tool's for. I'm going to show you how we're going to fill those in, okay? I need to get it a good level here. There we go. And just take your time. It's not a race or anything. We're just going to take our time and follow the edges here. I'm sure there are some very skilled cake bakers out there that can do this very quickly. But I definitely have to take my time because I have a little bit of a shaky hand. Ton, you took a cake decorating class? I wanted to do that. I'm just afraid if I take a cake baking class, that's just all the more stuff I'm going to want to buy. So I took up fake baking. I'm actually part of another group called Faked with Love. And that's where I've learned, kind of how to do my pies and things like that with that group. Okay, so once you get your cookie done, and you might have some spots that are a little thinner than others, or where you're lining up, just take this tool, and it's very sharp, so be careful. But you find this in the baking section of Hobby Lobby. Get them when they're half off. But I will take this tool, and I'll just kind of run everything together to make sure it's all connected. And you don't want it to be perfect looking because it's supposed to look like a baked cookie that you made. So, and we know those baked cookies aren't perfect looking. Well, some are, but I know mine aren't. And then I'm going to do the same thing. It was at a shop after school. That is awesome. And now we're going to follow the score line here for the middle part. And if you're not comfortable doing it right on the cookie right away, just give a practice onto some wax paper or parchment paper and foil. And that'll work for you. Well, you can see it's not liking that direction for me. So I'm going to clean my tip off if it starts to get goopy and start over. Ton, I'll bet you're going to be very good at this. There we go. And let's get these connected here. There and right there. And then this, I can see I didn't bring that in. There we go, and bring that point in a little bit more right there. Just so it doesn't look wonky. This one did get a little thick in here. I'm just going to go back and... it's all good. I'm not too worried about it. I think it looks authentic. And then what I like to do is I like to put little polka dots on my star as well. Oops, I bumped it. So just make sure your tip is clean and do your little polka dots on your star. And there is our star. Fun, fun. And now we're going to go and do our, I keep bumping that star with my hand. We're going to do our tree. So with the tree, we're going to do, go work from the top down, okay, on the tree. There's no perfection on this side of glory. Amen, sister. I like that. Amen. Just follow. And what I do is I kind of lift up my line a little bit. I don't have it touching the cookie. So I'll lift it up just a little bit and kind of let the icing drag out of it, I guess. This needs a little bit more right there. There we go. Get it in a direction I can pipe. And then connect the middle section to the top. These are just very relaxing to do for me. I have fun doing these. And when you store these away after the holidays, make sure you store them with a wax paper in between each of them. That way, if they sit in the heat in your attic, or I don't know where you store your ornaments, but you won't have to worry about them sticking to something. If you can keep them indoors, that would be your best bet. There we go. And that's all I do on the tree. I don't do the little tree trunk. And then we have our little bell. Thank you very much, Ton. I appreciate that. Casey, do you follow Amy Porterfield? She's got a series right now about creating a course. Oh, Casey might have to check that one out. So on the bell, we're just going to do the scored lines that are on here, the ones that Casey put on. So we're going to start here. And you can see I keep wiping my tip off. I like to keep the tip clean. It keeps it from getting those big blobs. And keep in mind, if you do have to wipe some of this off, there is white paint in it, so you might have to go back and repaint your base piece. So just keep that in mind. Unless you get it all with a baby wipe, you might not have to. There we go. And then I'm going to just do a couple polka dots on my bell. I know I did the polka dots on my sample one in a different spot, but I really like them there. So that is all the piping that these are going to take. Now you're going to want to let these sit for 24 hours before you do anything with them, okay? So I'm going to set these aside so I don't bump them, because I am known to do that. So let me set these aside. And we'll get going on these Linzer cookies. Okay, so for the Linzer cookie, I am going to grab, oh, I just had it right here. Got this, and then I had a little plastic, excuse me, cup. Here it is. I just picked up these little condiment cups from the Dollar Tree. I like to do mixing in these. So what you're going to do is you're going to take some of your, either your diamond glaze or some of your liquid glass, and you're going to put it in your container. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to add some of that paint color, the same paint color that we use here. I'm using the antique red. And I will do this with a popsicle stick. Let me grab one. You could also use a plastic spoon if you wanted, but I'm going to go ahead and just grab some of that paint and use a popsicle stick. Just put it in there and start mixing it until it's all incorporated. Set to the side. Glue. Grab my glue. Y'all, I should have grabbed my glue earlier when I was getting things set up. Thank goodness it's right here. So what we want to do is we want to go ahead and glue our two pieces together. And make sure you get this edge really well here, because you don't want this seeping out underneath it. So stick fast. It's the thick, CA thick glue. And I'm going to use this to glue my cookie together. So I've got my inner one, and then I'm just going to go just lightly around the outside edge. And just line your two pieces up. It's already looking cute. And you know what? If you don't want to do the glaze in them, you could stop right here. If you don't want that shiny look in there. You might even be able to put some gloss Mod Podge on that as well if you don't want to do a dimensional look. But I really do like that dimensional look to it. Oh, that's a good idea, Ton. I love it. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and fill in this section with our liquid glass or your glaze. And this popsicle stick works really well because it really does kind of spread everything out. Just get it pushed into that little bottom part. There we go. If you see any air bubbles, just work them out. You could even get a little pin and pop them if you wanted, or you can leave them. It looks a little more authentic. Just make sure that reaches all your corners there. How fun is that? I'm going to go ahead and let that one dry. And these will take at least 24 hours to dry as well. Make sure you don't touch them. You don't want your fingerprints in there. I know it's tempting, but you don't want to touch those centers. You want to let those dry. Yes, you're absolutely right, Ton. We have not gained a pound. Isn't that awesome? For sure. I love using fake bakes in my decorating. That is one thing I just love to do. Those little skillet pies that I did, I've got those hanging out in my dining room right now. Those were a labor of love. They took some time to do, but I am thrilled with how they turned out. Okay. Oh, I did make some cookies the other night. Casey was sharing. I made these cookies. It's like an apple pie snickerdoodle cookie. Oh my gosh, they're so good. I will have to post that recipe for y'all. They are nice and soft, and they taste like an apple pie. It's pretty amazing. Okay. Let's go ahead and add our glaze to the center of this one. And if you have a little bit of glaze left over, you can either do more cookies or you can store it. I'm not sure how long this will keep though with the lid. I usually use it up. Again, just use your popsicle stick. Push it into those sections. We want to spread the love around here. I love the dimension that this gives it as well. It's fun. Once it touches that side, it kind of grabs on, and then it basically fills it in. So I'm just trying to give a little bit of help into those sections. Just take your time. You don't want to go too fast and have it go over the sides. There we go. Perfect. Oh, I missed that right there. There we go. I can see that we could probably put just a little bit more in this. Might even be able to put a little bit more in that heart. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more to the heart as well. Just trying to be real careful. There we go. And that is it. How easy was that? Super easy. So once they're dry, you can go ahead and string them. You can either string them the way we did them, or you can do them, use your imagination. But if you make these, please share with us how you made yours. Some people might want to do some green centers on their Linzer cookies. Again, you could use colored icing, but do share with us what you do. Casey, the Fake with Love, you have to pay. Yes, Ton, you do. That is a paid group. I've been a part of that group for about a year now, and I've learned a lot. It's been a lot of fun. And let's see what else. I think that's it, guys. I think that's pretty much it. I'm going to go ahead and flip you back over so I can say a proper goodbye. So let me turn this around. There we go. Well, hopefully Casey got some ideas from y'all for ornaments. We will go ahead and try and get some of those done for you. Ton, yep, they do. They have paid groups out there. There's actually a lot of paid groups out there. And the Faked with Love one, I think it's $30 a month is what I pay for it. But it's been worth it for me. She does a lot of tutorials. And that should do it. Katie, enjoy the rest of your time in Texas. Be safe going home. I hope everyone has a wonderful week. And keep creating. Show us what you're creating. I love when the members post stuff on here to show us. And we don't discriminate. If you're also using files from other makers, absolutely share them, especially if they coordinate well with some of our files. We'd love to see those. So again, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Excuse me. And we hope you all have a great week. And we send love and hugs to you all, okay? God bless everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.